Hey everybody, my name is Honey Farmer, and this is my cognitive development project with Jean Piaget, and it is by me. Alright, so who is Jean Piaget? First, he is a Swiss psychologist known for his work in child development. He was known to by this quote, only education is capable of saving our societies from possible collapse. One of the interesting things I found while researching Jean Piaget was that while he was best known for his research on cognitive development of students, he actually developed this initially by studying his own three children. And then he took all those together and he created the theory that described the stages that children pass through as they develop. And I really did find that very interesting. So first, cognitive development. These are the four different stages. So first, it starts from birth, which is sensory motor, and I'll go into a little bit more, but it is from birth to 2 years old. And then we have pre-operational, and this is from 2 to 7 years old. And then we have concrete operational, which is 7 to 12 years old. And then we have formal operation, which is 12 and up. Alright, so first off, we're going to discuss sensory motor stage. This again is from birth to 2 years old. And so some developmental changes is object permanence. A way you can see this is like if you were playing peekaboo with a baby, or with anyone from birth to 2 years old, they know you're still there, or if an object is under a blanket or under a carpet or anything like that, like they still know it's there. And then there's self-recognition, and this is where the child discovers that there's a difference between themselves and the environment around them. And then there's deferred imitation and representational play. Alright, the pre-operational stage. This is from 2 to 7 years old. The developmental changes is imitation, and this is more along the lines of the way we talk and the way that we move, and then we have symbolic play. As you can see in the picture I provided, there's this little girl playing with her cat, but she's got a little cape on and acting like a princess or a superhero. I'm not really sure, but that is symbolic play. It's not really real, it's just playing pretend. And then there's drawing, and there is mental imagery. Alright, concrete operational stage. And this is from 7 to 11 years old. And some of the developmental changes you'll see is conservation and reversibility. This is, so we can, as you can see over here with the water, you can see that those are equal. They could see that both of those combined can mean one. And just, it's just the different sizes and volumes appear that they are the same, but they're different. And one good example of it was the water, and just the different ways that water can go in, different shapes it can go in. And then also ice versus water, and just reversibility. And then there's classification. This is classifying objects by their shape, by their color, and different things like that. And then seriation is by height and weight and importance. It's also with kind of the same like grouping and whatnot, but it's more so along the lines of height and weight, and again, importance. Alright, and then there is the formal operational stage, which is 12 and over. So some of the developmental changes that we see is logic, the abstract concepts, and problem solving. We see them analyzing their environment and the hypothetical deduction, which is the what if questions. This is 12 and over, and because I'm in elementary, I don't really see this one. I am mostly with kindergarten, which is the pre-operational stage. Alright, so how he changed education. First, he developed models helping design effective teaching strategies for different stages. Using his theories, we need to have child-centered classrooms that are focused on the students' experiences. So, in application, like how is that going to look in our classroom? So, first, he believed that it should be we should challenge the students' current knowledge. So, he believed that we needed to to be able to disequilibrium to add to the information they know, the knowledge that they already have, and he wanted to have the students go into disequilibrium and then build on that knowledge. He also wanted child-centered classrooms. So this was to match their cognitive ability. And while I was researching it, he was very big on if they were not ready to move out of the different stages, to let them be there until they were ready. And I know in school that sounds a little concerning, but he truly wanted them to be developmentally ready. And again, this goes with point 3. So education should assess the child's readiness. And this is like formative assessments. Like, are they ready to move to the next stage? And if they're not, kind of how to support that is one of his other ideas. And then building knowledge through experience. He believed a child should be able to experience the world, experience everything that's going on. He believed they should be outside. He believed that they should be able to have a lot of hands-on learning. And again, like, he didn't believe that much in testing except for the formative assessments. But he didn't believe that their knowledge should be assessed by testing. Alright, so how can I use Piaget's theories? I'm in kindergarten, and so my students are always going to be in the pre-operational stage, so that's 2 to 7. And my students' age range is 5 and 6. So 1 is using their senses to explore objects and sensations. So allowing them to have hands-on learning, allowing them to explore, ask questions, different things like that. And then exploring their physical surroundings, being able to be outside, being able to go inside, being able to just truly feel and learn in the most helpful environment for them. Alright, and then for number 3, another way, is having them experience new situations. Like I said, he wanted to challenge them and to create disequilibrium to expand their knowledge. So how do I get to see this in my own classroom? So 1, role play. This is our kitchen center. I actually don't have a picture of my own, but this is one from online. But this one, they get to play pretend, they get a role play, they get to play how they're going to cook, and this is like their imitation, and this is role playing, this is imitating, which is a part of pre-operational stage. This is, like I said, like their imitation, it's truly just the way we talk and the way we move, and then the symbolic play is playing pretend, so kind of combining both of those and getting to just be in the kitchen center and getting to play like an adult, as they say. And then again, hands-on practice. So one of our units is for students to be able to identify and create 3D shapes. And as you can see, we have a cube, we have a sphere, and then we have a pyramid. So pyramid isn't necessarily part of kindergarten, but the cube and the sphere are. This is something that I actually do have in my classroom. This is something I've done. This is something I've taught. My students really do love it, and again, they're learning while they're playing. And one of my students this year, they really enjoyed this, and they kind of made different little animals using all the different shapes, and she really just enjoyed getting to do this and learning, and I mean, she was one of the ones that really did pick up her shapes quickly. Again, just letting them enjoy it and letting them learn the best way that they can. And then last, is using their senses. So as you can see on this box on the left, they cannot see what's inside of it, and this is one of my favorite things to do. In October, I wanted to let them get to explore a pumpkin, so I got one of those little ones and put them inside of the box and let them feel around and guess what it was. And this was something fun for the students. They had a real tickle about it. They truly did enjoy it. And then you can see on the right, you can see the students exploring two different spheres, one being an orange, one being a ball, and they kind of had to describe it to the class. Like I had two students volunteer, and they were doing feeling the objects that I had, and then they had to describe it to us and kind of guess what they thought it was. And again, this is something that they truly did enjoy, and that is something that I see in my classroom day to day and how I use Piaget's